Well, after recent outrage from some in the community, Smith County Judge Neil Franklin is clarifying misconceptions concerning 10 dogs that were put down last month. Now, these dogs were involved in a suspected dogfighting ring that landed 2 suspects in jail. Back in September of 2024, nearly 60 injured dogs were found on Carrie and Michael Jones' property. The brothers were arrested and charged with participating in dogfights as well as animal cruelty. Judge Franklin says after an animal behavioralist visit, hundreds of requests to rescues and attempted adoptions, the 10 were ultimately euthanized because they needed space for new dogs. Judge Franklin released a statement saying in part, quote, "Our Smith County animal control employees are dog lovers just like me. Their job is not easy by any means. My final request for each of you is to thoroughly vet the posts that you read on social media, including this letter from me." Smith County spokesperson Casey Murphy said that Franklin brought up the idea of having a new facility in December during a capital improvement project discussion. So far, nothing has been budgeted. Well, this morning, former Columbia University student and activist Mahmoud Khalil remains in a Louisiana immigration center after his weekend arrest. Yesterday, a federal judge in New York said Khalil could have at least 2 private phone calls with his attorneys.
Meanwhile, CBS News is looking deeper into the rarely used legal basis the Trump administration is using in its effort to deport the pro-Palestinian activist. Here's Jared Hill.
Outside of a New York City courthouse, hundreds gathered ahead of a case raising serious concerns about the freedom of speech.
What happened to Mahmoud Khalil is nothing short of extraordinary and shocking and outrageous.
Lawyers for the federal government and Mahmoud Khalil went face to face for the first time Wednesday. Khalil, a 30-year-old Syrian of Palestinian descent, was a critical figure in last year's student-led anti-war protests at Columbia University. The Trump administration is calling Khalil a Hamas sympathizer, even accusing him of handing out Hamas propaganda.
I thought about bringing them into this briefing room to share with all of you, but I didn't think it was worth the dignity of this room.
And if you end up having a green card, not citizenship, but a green card as a result of that visa while you're here in those activities, we're going to kick you out. It's as simple as that. This is not about free speech.
But Khalil's lawyers argue it's political retaliation.
Mr. Khalil was never charged or convicted of any crimes. And so what did he do to deserve this? The answer is nothing.
The government is basing its attempt to deport Khalil on the Immigration and Nationality Act, which allows the Secretary of State themselves to deport someone they believe could harm U.S. foreign policy interests. The Anti-Defamation League supports the move, hoping it, quote, serves as a deterrent. The White House has threatened to arrest or detain more people linked to last year's campus protests against Israel's war on Hamas in Gaza. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
And the Justice Department is working to have Khalil's case moved from New York City to either Louisiana or New Jersey locations where Khalil has actually been held.
It's 5 minutes after 5 and time for your morning headlines. Honors will continue in a matter of hours for late Congressman and former Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner. His body will lie in honor inside the Capitol Rotunda starting at noon today. Turner spent 27 years in the state legislature, then served as mayor of Houston and the U.S. House of Representatives. He died unexpectedly last week in Washington at the age of 70. And the nation is moving closer to a potential partial government shutdown tomorrow. Senate Democrats are warning Republicans they don't have enough bipartisan support to approve a House-passed spending bill. Democratic leaders say the current GOP bill is too partisan, and they're pushing for a continuing resolution to fund the government for 30 days to buy more time to continue talks toward longer-term legislation. At least one Senate Republican, Kentucky's Rand Paul, says he will not support the House bill. And less than an hour from liftoff, NASA called off an attempt to launch the next crew to the International Space Station. A ground system hydraulics issue at Florida's Kennedy Space Center was to blame. The new crew needs to get to the space station before 2 astronauts can return to Earth after more than 9 months in orbit.
Well, check this out. Tyler Parks and